my God, I can't believe you're killing the hogs. If you don't kill the hogs, and if you're a vegetarian, they're just going to root up and eat all your vegetables where you ain't got no damn food.
No ears on them. Got some teeth on them. Yeah.
Call home. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in with us on Hog Hunting Podcast. And tonight we are sponsored by BigCountryHuntingSupply.com. You can check them out on Facebook. www.BigCountryHuntingSupply.com. Also brought to you by TheBestCamo.com. And also Hog Hunters Association Facebook page. Also another Facebook page that's supporting us is Straight Catch. So you can check them out. And tonight we have for you Mr. Dave Critchlow out of Mayo, Florida. He's a avid hog hunter and also a fellow dog man. I call him a dog man because, you know, he likes to take care of his dogs and he keeps them healthy. And we're going to go ahead and get right into this interview. And we got Dave Critchlow. Dave, you've been hog hunting for a while, right?
Yeah, I've been around a few years, yeah.
Yeah? A couple days?
A few days, yeah. I just started a couple of weeks ago, you know.
Yeah, I think you're trying to pull the wool right there, man.
Maybe a little bit.
All right,
you know,
so
everybody's got something to say these days.
Yeah, man. Yeah, everybody's got the right way. So how'd you get into it? How'd you get into hog hunting?
It's a crazy story, man. I was hanging out with one of my cousins, and he's mentioned about going, and we went.
Uh-huh.
And been addicted ever since.
Oh yeah. How'd that hunt go?
It was a pretty good hunt, man. We ended up in South Georgia with a couple of his buddies. We had a good grand time, caught a couple hogs, and this, you know, there's nothing like hearing the squeal, baby.
Yeah.
That don't get your blood pumping. You ain't an American man. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. I hear you on that. So you were living in South Carolina at the time, or you guys traveled over there?
No, I was in Florida.
Oh, okay.
I was over in Brantford. We ended up around Statenville, Georgia. They got a lot of bears up there, you know.
Uh-huh.
You gotta watch out for that.
I bet.
Them bears cause problems.
Yeah. I've been there a time or two. I've run into that problem with running some dogs that never been on a bear before, and you know they're gonna hunt where they hunt. So you lived in Florida all your life?
No, I've been all over the place, man. I'm originally from Florida, though. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Small town cracker.
Yeah. So what kind of dogs were you running out there?
Now I'm running these Yella Dogs, this Weatherford Bend line of dogs. I'm real happy with these dogs. I've caught a lot of meat with these dogs. They've been good to me.
Yeah.
And I went around the country collecting some of the best genetics, what I think is some of the best genetics that you could find.
Right.
I've been through a pile of them to get what I got. And I think I got some pretty good dogs now.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I was out of it for a while, so I got back in it, honestly, about a year and a half ago, you know, hardcore in a way. And I'm starting back over, so it's like I'm just looking here and there, trying to get my pack back together. That's a slow process though.
Time to do that. I don't think it can be done overnight.
Yeah.
Some people fly by night, but I like to really learn a dog and see what the dog is about and get it to its maximum potential.
Right.
I think it matters. You end up with a better product in the end, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Especially with them, the Yellow Dogs. Those are versatile working dogs. The way I look at them, they're good cow dogs and hog dogs, right?
They are. They'll do anything you ask them to do. I got some that tree squirrels, catch you a hog, or go find you some wild cattle.
Yeah.
Whatever you ask them to do, they'll do. I've heard stories of old timers talking about that. You know, the old greats in the yellow dog world, the Ben Jordans and my good friend out in Texas, Bob Owens. I got a lot of stories from Bob. He's a good dear friend of mine, and if I run into a problem, I like to pick his brain because just about he's been through it already. He'll have a fix for you, something to try anyway.
Yeah. Nothing like getting knowledge from an old timer, man.
I know that's I ain't gonna get too deep in that, but everybody now, you can't ride through very many towns without seeing a truck with a dog box and a couple bulldogs, and some dogs in the back, and they're overnight sensation. And then when the off season gets here or things slow down for them, then they'll sell all their dogs and not take their dogs over the off season, which I don't have all season. Hot weather, cold weather, raining, it don't matter. I've hunted through hurricanes. I'm just gonna go hunt. That's all there is to that.
Yes, sir. I hear you loud and clear on that one. I know I hear some people ragging on people sometimes about it. They get rid of their dogs at deer season, and then next thing you know, when it's tax season, they're back on the internet looking for more dogs again.
Yeah. I don't agree with it. To each his own, but
yeah.
But then again, I hunt year round too. I don't have when one place shuts down, I got another place to go to. I do it for the dogs, man. I enjoy doing it, and I like to make a set of dogs.
Yes, sir.
That's what it's about for me.
Yeah. I hear you. Let them dogs do what they want to do, what they love to do.
That's it.
When you got them good genetics behind a good dog, they want to do that work, and you can't even hardly stop them.
I mean, there's house dogs that obey a hog. I mean,
yeah,
it really ain't that hard if you think about it.
Yeah, I've seen that happen too. I mean, you could take just some Heinz 57, a dog that's got a bunch of different mixed breeds in it. You can show them what to do, and they'll take to it. And sometimes they're that all-star, and sometimes they're just the mediocre, garden variety, I guess, if you will.
Yeah. I've had dogs that were just dogs I gathered up from the pound and made a set of dogs with. Had no idea how they were bred and didn't care. I just wanted to go hunt,
Right.
Any dog, I feel like any dog's got the potential until proven otherwise.
Yeah. So, how long would you say that you've been hunting hogs, man?
I've been at it a long time. I ain't counted for years. I don't really know. I just go.
Yeah. The reason why I'm asking you that is I know that a hog hunter gonna have some crazy stories, so I was gonna see if you got any that you might want to share with us tonight, man.
I do. I'll tell you this one story. Me and a girlfriend hogs, and one of those was a bulldog that would catch anything from you to a car tire to a hog. But I was a hog hunter, and you couldn't tell me no different.
Yeah.
But we hunted hard all day long, and it started getting late, and luckily we ended up catching a couple hogs crossing the road, and dumped out on them. And, we ended up catching 2 or 3, and I brought those hogs out of there. Brought them home, put them in a pen, was going to fatten them up. The next morning I got up and was getting ready for work, and my neighbor called me, and there was a hog in their cow pasture, and it was one of my hogs.
Oh, shit.
And I went over with my bulldog, going to catch that hog back, you know. And they had a few cows out there. My bulldog caught the cow as a hog.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I finally got the dog off the cow and got it redirected to the hog. We over a little, there's a little thicket here with a little sinkhole in there. My bulldog hits the hog, and the hog and the bulldog goes down in the sinkhole. So we got to get some rope and rappel down in the hole to get my dog out. Of course, the hog's dead. It ain't about 80 pounds.
Yeah.
And, I just thought that was the craziest thing. You know, I could have lost my dog, but I was determined to get my dog back. I didn't care about the pig no more at that point. I wanted to get my dog back. But
Yeah.
I got both back. We had barbecue sandwiches for a couple of days after that. I ain't told very many people that story because I mean, you know, now looking back, it's almost embarrassing, but you know, stuff happens.
Hey, what did they say? You got to be stupid to be wise or something when you get older?
No, that's right. Hey, you know how people get smart, don't you? They was dumb once.
Yeah. So you went from
Everybody started somewhere, I suppose.
so you went from hog hunter to cowboy to mountain climber all in one trip, huh?
Yeah, it was one deal. It was. I just knew that man was going to make me pay for that cow. It tore that cow's ear up pretty good.
Oh, shit.
And every chance he seen me after that, every chance he got, he'd rub a little salt in the wounds about that cow's ear. He said, that cow's a good cow. He just can't hear me no more. Appreciate that.
Well, at least he was a good sport about it.
You know, he could have caught one of us.
Yeah. At least he was a good sport about it. You know, some owners might have went
Let me
to the
ask you
extreme.
a question. We talk about bulldogs here, catch dogs here. Who do you think out there has got the nicest line of bulldogs as far as catch dog? I'm in the market for a bulldog. I need another catch dog, and I'm in the market for one. And I've been asking around. I've heard different opinions. What's your opinion?
As in working bulldogs, I can only speak from a lot of, you know, asking around, just like what you're talking about. But I did have one from a guy. I believe they're around Stark, Florida, somewhere around there. Real Deal Chocolates is the name of their program. They're a bunch of Real Deal Chocolates. Yeah, you can look up their website.
They got a website or a Facebook page that you know of?
Yeah, they have a website.
I'll look them up then.
Yeah, they take a lot of pride in their.
Not too far from Stark.
Yeah, they take a lot of pride in their dogs. They breed them for working in athleticism, like the dog sports. You know, the weight pulling.
Yeah,
You ever seen that? The weight pulling?
I have.
Okay. They their bloodline actually produced one of the best weight pullers there ever was. That has the world record, I believe.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, but they breed some pretty good dogs. And then There's another guy, Jeff Benison. I've heard he's got some good reds.
Jeff Denison.
Yes, sir. I have not actually gotten a dog from him or anything, but I've heard people mention his name a few times that he's got good red dogs. And then there's another guy, Benji Reyes. I'm not sure how what do you say that? How do you say that? Active, I guess, like breeding and stuff. But I've heard his name a few times too with the red dogs. Seems like a lot of guys like the red bulldogs, and that's the top 3 names that I've heard a few times.
I'll check them out.
Yeah, but Real Deal Chocolates, I did have one from them, and she was pretty intense. But she's
How big a dog was it?
Their dogs range from like 40 pounds to maybe 55 tops. That's male and females.
A good working size dog.
Yeah. They're intense and
short style dogs, or they got a little leg to them.
They're a little leggy.
I like a leggier dog.
Yeah, they're a little leggy. They're bred to the old standards, not what you see today, like the 80-pound, 100-pound stocky looking dogs.
Yeah.
These are more like the original versions.
I'm gonna check them out then. I wrote those names down. I'm gonna look them up.
Yeah, you can check them out. Other than that, that's basically all I've heard of with the pit bulls, bulldogs. But if you're looking for American bulldog, I've heard of a guy in I just heard about this guy, but he's got American bulldogs in South Carolina, I believe it is. Jam Up Bulldogs, I believe was a website. Yeah, Jam Up Bulldogs. They're American bulldogs. I just checked them out the other day because I just heard about them.
Okay.
So you got any other crazy stories for us or what, man?
I don't got no crazy stories I'm gonna tell. I might incriminate myself.
Plead the fifth.
I might incriminate myself. I was in the hunt club one night. I was trying out a new dog. One of my buddies, I say buddy, he was an acquaintance. I knew who he was. He sent me this dog and said it was a rough dog, and he wanted me to hunt it up some because he only got to hunt it just a little bit due to the situation and his environment. And I hunted this dog up, and I threw it out with one of my, I'm not going to say one of my ace dogs, but it was a decent dog.
Mm-hmm.
In her own right. We threw them out. They jumped the hog, ran her through a block, and finally got her stopped out in the ditch. And where I was at, it wasn't about 50 yards in front of the truck. And that dog run up there and went to baying that hog. And that hog, it was a sow, actually. She was about 200 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And she run up there and bluffed that dog, and that dog kind of took a step back. And I said, I can't believe it. He said this dog was rough. And about that time, that sow hit that dog, and that dog came running around the other side of the truck. Needless to say, that dog went where it came back from. People have different terminology for dogs, and that's something I'm all about the sport, and I'm all about promoting it, and I'm all about promoting the blackmouth cur breed, I call them Yella Dogs.
Yes, sir.
I'm all about promoting that breed and the youngins out there, getting them in the outdoors.
Uh-huh.
And I've gave away a lot more dogs than I've ever sold. But it hard hunting in a whole, in a society, We all know a bunch of people that do it. Most of us do anyway. We need to form some kind of deal where when we get the right terminology on these dogs, this is to say the dog's gritty, and then it ain't gritty. It's a rough dog, or you get one that's I call a rough dog a dog that's gonna go in there and catch just about every time.
Right.
If not every time,
Right.
A greedy dog is gonna put some teeth on it and stop it, and it might bump it a few times, pressure it a little bit, and wait on something else to get there. But if there's two dogs there alike, they're gonna catch.
Right.
I call that greedy,
Yeah.
We need to get these terms situated so everybody's on a level playing field here. One thing that we see a lot of is people getting scammed on dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs that don't hunt. Dogs that aren't what the people say they are, and then the people disappear off of Facebook or wherever it is.
Yeah.
That stuff needs to stop.
Right.
We need to get that stuff under control as a whole, as a group. If you care about the sport and care about the dogs in it all, you wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
I understand we get in spots sometimes and we need money, but dang, be honest about it. And if you ain't question about a dog, buy it out of the woods, man.
Yep.
That's the best way to do it, and you don't have to deal with that riffraff.
Yes, sir.
But these terms that people term these dogs at are beyond me. I could probably name at least 5 or 6 dogs that I were told that were one thing, and I get my hands on them to try them out, and they're not. Anybody that won't stand behind their dog, to me, is not a dog man, I use that term loosely because everybody thinks because they got a dog, they're a dog man. That ain't the case.
Yes, sir.
But I use it loosely like that. But if you care about what's going on in your name and your reputation, you'll stand behind your dogs. And I've always done that, and I think any good person will do that. It's important. These young kids get in here looking for a dog, and they'll find a dog from somebody selling a dog, and he'll do this and this, and then they go spend. It might only be $100, it might be $500 on a dog, and carry that dog to the woods, and it don't do it for them.
Yeah.
And I know there's dogs out there that don't hunt for some people like they will other people. I've owned dogs like that.
Yes, sir. I've seen that too.
I get that. I understand that. But we, as a people of the dog world, we got to do better about that.
Yeah.
We need to take more pride in what we're doing. In today's society, everybody is scrutinized about everything. It's just more ammunition. There's some places that are totally against hunting dogs.
Right.
Period.
Right.
I remember a story around Crystal River about animal control coming in. The guy's dogs got loose, and animal control found the dogs, or the neighbor, somebody down the road called animal control about the dogs, and animal control wanted to neuter the man's dogs before he could get them back, and they hadn't even had them for 2 or 3 hours yet.
Wow.
To me, I said I wasn't going to cuss, but to me, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
What another man does with his property is his business, and all the same. But if they ain't doing right by the dogs, I can see doing something. But first time you've had interaction with the guy and the dogs, and you're trying to do that, they're just against hunting.
Yeah.
And it fuels their fire when we don't take proper care of our dogs and provide them shelter and water and feed and make sure they got their shots and keeping up with their worming routine and keeping up with flea maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know if people know this or not, but fleas cause internal parasites.
Yeah.
It happens, and some people that know me know I've studied this stuff extensively. I mean, it's be honest, it's how I pay my bills, man.
Yeah.
It is you know, understanding the parasites in dogs and cats. But you got to, it matters. You got to take care of those animals. The people see us how we say we don't care about our dogs. You know, it'd be a healthy looking dog riding down the road on a dog box. All of a sudden, you're a piece of trash for having a dog on top of the dog box. In some communities, well, in my community, I live in Mayo, Florida. This is a dog hunting capital of the world. You don't believe me? Roll yourself up in here about November. I'll show you something. There's dogs on every truck.
Yep.
The teenagers has got trucks. The old ladies has got. I mean, there's dogs everywhere here. Some businesses here are only stay in business year round because of the money they make through the hunting season here.
Yeah.
From all the dogs, selling dog food and other dog products.
Yeah.
So we got to do a better job out there, guys, girls.
Yep.
Everybody.
Yep.
I didn't mean to get off topic, but that's important to me.
No, that's all good with me, man. Because that's exactly what this podcast is about. You know, it's about education. It's about hog hunting and, you know, crazy stories. Whether it's you know, some hog got loose in your hand or whatever and whatnot, or it could be, you know, a moment where you had to
bash them on Facebook or embarrass them. I'm saying, send them a message, hey man. I hope your dogs look better than the last time we hunted together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't saying bash nobody and downgrade somebody. Help them out and educate them. You know? Get them where they need to be at.
Yep. And it
makes us all look better.
Yeah. Like I said, man, you're not off topic, man, because that's basically what we're about. That's what this podcast is about. You know, it's education. You know, and it could be you sharing a moment where you had a dog come into its own, and you just, you know, sit back and like that work is paying off. You know, that moment where you just get to enjoy that little bit of achievement. You know.
Yeah, that's what it's about for me. I like taking a young set of dogs and proving them out and making them qualified machines.
Yes, sir.
Stay on my yard. They got to be qualified machines.
Right.
I mean, different people have different standards, but I like to think my standards are high. Yeah. For what I want.
I kind of want to highlight something that you touched on a second ago. You know, you was mentioning about the teenagers and the old ladies and stuff like that. That's another part of it too. We have women out there that are breeders or hog hunters. You know, dog women, hog hunting women. You know, and it's all across the board. You know, everybody loves this sport, or whether it's for sport or whether it's putting food on the table, and that's what we're trying to reach here.
My old lady, man, my wife, I don't call her my old lady, my wife, she's a trooper, man. I had a set of green dogs, and I was hunting with various buddies, trying to get some time on these dogs, get some miles on them. And every time I'd go, my wife would chip in to go. Sometimes she couldn't because we didn't have room, but most of the time she'd go.
Mm-hmm.
And it got where my dogs were starting to figure out what we was doing and what was going on. And now I'm talking about starting from scratch, fresh, green set of dogs.
Uh-huh.
And I finally got my dogs that they'd do halfway decent. And we was hunting 4 to 5 nights a week,
Right.
For over a year straight. And I still got most of those same dogs. Some of them have went on to the ridge, for older age, but
Yeah.
excuse me. Those dogs, when I was hunting them dogs like that, man, I felt like I could take those dogs, and I think I could do it right now. I could take those dogs and go anywhere in the country and catch hogs with them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a hog dog.
Yeah.
You get the debate of the North Florida hogs are harder than the South Florida hogs, or the Texas hogs. They learn their environment and they adapt to it. But if you hunted enough, those dogs will too. And if you put enough miles on your dogs, they'll get to experience all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it makes a better set of dogs.
Yeah. You're exactly right about that. I mean, the more environment you expose them to, they adapt and overcome pretty much. Cause I got dogs that I'm running right now. I could take them out here where it's thick with Brazilian pepper down here. Down here in South Florida, we have a real big problem with Brazilian peppers, and it's thick in some places, and these hogs running into that, and they'll lose a dog quick. Or when they get in there, they catch the hog there, and it's up to you to try to make your way to get into the hog and leg it. But also, we got a lot of sugarcane down here too. And man, that stuff is rough.
Don't forget about them canes.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. That sugarcane is rough, man. And you got some dogs that just won't even run in there. That sugarcane, when it gets up to a certain height, it starts laying over, and next thing you know, it's like as if you're trying to run through like a commercial size fishing net or something that's made out of like 1-inch thick rope. That's basically what best example or description I could give of it. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. The more environment you expose them to, they learn.
That's a fact. They've been around a lot longer than we have.
Right. Hey, I wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to touch back on a little bit what you were saying earlier about the terminologies and stuff. I mean, when I was younger, when somebody said they had a long range dog, when I was younger, and I'm 44, so I'm talking like 20, 25 years ago. When somebody said they had a long range dog, that was a dog that basically once you let it out, it'd go out 800 yards or whatever and hunting, and you hardly see it. It might not even come back to the truck. And then next thing you know, they got a hog bait up or a caught or whatever style of dog you had. Nowadays, it seems like somebody is describing a long range dog, and it's a dog that might go out 50 yards, 100 yards, if that, and running around and come across fresh tracks, and then they come up on the hog and they ride that hog for 3, 6, 8 miles, and then they call that a long range dog. It seems like
I think I call that dog have a lot of stick to it, as long as it don't leave that hog.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily call that a long range dog.
Yeah. And that's what I'm getting at. That's what I call it, or a hard bottom dog. Got a lot of go to it.
Yeah. Well, I think bottom end on a dog, in my way of thinking, in my terminology, bottom end on a dog is how much abuse that dog can take and still work. Yeah. Meaning, let's just say, average 400 to 600 yard dog. It's got a hog, say it's a gritty dog or even a rough dog. It'll hammer that hog and it'll hold that hog, but that hog is beating that dog down, and it's taking you in my environment up here to get 400 to 600 yards, it might take you 45 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
Is that dog still going to be there? You know, is he still going to be hooked up, or both of them going to be nut tired waiting for you to get there? When they hear you break the bushes, they get back together.
Yeah.
That's, to me, that's what I call bottom end. A dog that'll stick with a hog that runs, that stick. I think they're entirely two different things, because a dog that has a lot of stick might not, most of the time, don't have a lot of grit to it.
Yeah.
Because if it did, it wouldn't let that hog run off to begin with.
Yeah.
It would control it. It's about controlling that hog.
Yeah.
Whether it's circling it, whether it's in its space, keeping it bayed, whether it's backed up, a loose, tight baying dog sitting back, not letting that hog leave. I think that's the difference right there.
Mm-hmm. And that, see, that just like what you just said it means to you, I've heard it used different terms down here, like you're saying sticking, or, you know, good bottom dog or hard bottom dog. What I've heard as a hard bottom dog is one that is stick. That's basically what I've heard down here in South Florida.
I think people are misconceived about that. They're two entirely different things, I think.
Yeah. Here's the other thing. I never really hunted in a whole lot of places, other than, you know, the few places that I did hunt. So I never really got into a lot of different terminologies for descriptions of dogs. And sometimes back when Bait Solid was the magazine to find your dogs in, or if, you know, through people you knew that knew somebody else and knew somebody else that had a dog, you know. And I've never really got a real definition of like strike dog, rig dog, cast dog, all of that. What are your definitions of those?
Well, you hear the term strike dog a lot coming out of Texas. Those guys there, they hunt a little bit different than we do here. A strike dog, I believe, is a dog that finds the hog. It strikes the hog first.
Yeah.
I think that's what a strike dog is.
Which is also known as a lead dog, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah. And then you got a rig dog. Well, it depends on, I think, where you at on the terminology. Some people, a rig dog is a dog that runs in front of the truck. It rigs in front of the truck. Some people call a rig dog a dog you put on top of the dog box and clip it on, and when it smells a hog, it'll bark.
And that's the wind dog, right?
That's the wind dog.
And that's the wind dog, yeah.
To each his own. I call them. I used to rig my dogs down the road, but I don't do that anymore because where I hunt at, very seldom is there a hog in the road.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is, I can get a dog to him quick enough.
Right.
I like to blind cast my dogs. I just pull up to a spot and I go, yeah, I like this spot, and I'll dump out 2 or 3 dogs at that spot. And I want them dogs to go hunt them woods up.
Yeah.
Now, maybe there's another road 400 or 500 yards on the other side. I might loop around to the other side, expecting those dogs to come across over on that side.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've caught way more hogs by cast hunting my dogs than I ever did by rigging them down the road.
Yeah.
You was talking about long-range dogs, and it reminded me of back first part of the year. I went out to Texas. I'm known to strike out on a road trip at any given time. And first part of the year, I went to Texas, and I ended up over around Jim Bob Owens. Some people might know him, some people might not. Me and Jim Bob and Jason Jones, them guys took me out to some of their spots out in Texas. And I don't think Nairn dog we hunted was over 2 years old. Most of them around a year and a half old, or even younger. I remember a few of them that were 10, 11 months old. But when we cut out, we went over the hills and through the woods and through these cow pastures and on these big ranches and stuff. And you get out there and you see a wood line out there, good little piece, and they throw dogs out on a blind cast. The first time we dropped dogs, we didn't see Nairn dog for 3 hours after they dropped dogs. And them dogs was, I think the closest they got was about 900 yards to us after we dropped them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that was impressive to me. We talking about different hunting, different terrain, and different types of dogs and stuff like that. Now, them dogs had a decent handle on them, and they was sure pop go.
Yeah.
I was impressed with those dogs out there.
And those were yellow dogs too?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Those were they were nice dogs. Now, they wasn't tooting their own horn. You know, they was being a bit reserved about their dogs, but I was sure impressed with them.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just a different terrain out there. The woods is a lot cleaner than the woods we have here.
Uh-huh.
When I say here, I mean in Florida in general.
Yeah.
You know, they got a lot of hardwood mixed with some pine, you know.
Uh-huh.
You can navigate through there a little bit. Now, there's rough spots. I'm not saying they ain't.
Yeah.
There are creeks over there 10 feet deep and 20 feet wide. You'll get caught up in that thing if you ain't careful. But we got on some good hogs out there, and I got my memory hog in there. We did a you know, you get the skull dipped and all that. We got that done, and that Jason's bulldog hit that hog, and it broke one of his cutters off. And he was a good hog. Now he was a man hog, and them dogs had to work for him.
Yeah.
But they was so flat impressive. Now I was picking brains and trying to learn as much as I could, like a sponge, you know.
Yeah, man.
But them dogs didn't come back to the truck. You had to go cut them off somewhere if you wanted to catch them. They wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff impressed me. And I asked him, Bob, I said, what's the special sauce here? He says, what you will allow will continue. And I said, I understand. I mean, at that point, it made perfect sense, and it came full circle for me.
Yeah, yeah.
And it kind of gave me a whole new philosophy.
Right.
I think sometimes we get emotionally attached, and sometimes it's hard not to. I understand that. And we have high hopes for this dog or that dog or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And maybe make a little excuse for that dog why it ain't better than what it is.
Uh-huh.
And the excuse why that dog isn't better than what it is because of you.
Yep.
Not the dog.
Yep.
You. They all got the potential. How much have you been hunting
What do you mean?
here lately?
Oh, here lately?
Yeah.
Since I got back into it about a year and a half ago, I try to go at least at the very least once a week, and I go probably as much as 3 times a week. But where I go hunting, it's a couple hours away from me. So.
Well, I'm talking about more recent in the past few weeks, past month.
Past month, I've probably been out about 12 times.
That's pretty good. I've been laid up. I had a bad car wreck last summer, and been cooping up and getting surgeries and dealing with all that. And I think I hunted with Stokes October last year, something like that. Maybe September last year, and I went hunting with Jim Bob and them back earlier this year, and I ain't really been much. I've been sending my dogs off to my buddies. I got some buddies that are pretty good to me. They'll hunt my dogs up and keep them fresh for me.
Yeah.
Not many people I trust to do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
But I'm about ready to get at it again. I was in North Carolina earlier this week, and it was sure enough cool up there. I'm saying, man, it's fat boy weather. And I came home, and it was still cool here a little bit, but it's warmed back up some. But I'm fitting to get back at it. The doctor's giving me a clean bill of health, and he's about to cut me loose. So I'm ready. I'm chomping at the bit to get into it. And I got dogs that will travel.
Yeah. I hear you, man. That's how I've been, because like I said, I've been trying to get my pack going up, and I finally got a couple dogs that I see some good potential in. I mean, one of my own bulldogs is what I'm using for a catch dog, but I need those trail dogs. And believe it or not, I picked up a couple dogs. Like you said earlier, you get a description of a dog's supposed to do this, dog's supposed to do that, but it's something else. This one dog I picked up, I picked him up maybe 6 months ago, something like that. And the guy told me, yeah, he'll bark twice and he's going to catch. All right. I take him out, and we hear a dog baying, and I don't know his voice yet, so we're trying to figure out which dog it is, because I didn't have my my collar set to bark alert on it yet. So we run over there, and sure enough, it was that dog I picked up. Call him Red. Everybody's got a dog named Red. This dog's name's Red. So he's got a sow bait up. When we get there, he's hung on it. Oh, shit. Grabbed the hog, tied up. And that's the first time I take him out. I probably had him at the house for about 4 or 5 days before I took him out. And he's been doing decent. He's showing me a little bit of something. The guy said that he was probably about 3.5 years old, but I'm looking at his teeth. If you've been around dogs long enough, you kind of know what the teeth look like. Just like a deer hunter can look at a deer's nose and kind of figure out how old it is and whatnot. So I'm looking at his teeth, and he's probably 2.5 is what I'm thinking. Maybe closer to 3 now, since I've had him about 6 months. And then another dog I picked up not too long ago, maybe just a couple months ago, and she's coming on pretty good, man. She's really turning it on. The guy didn't know what she was, but I kind of thought she's a blue lacy, so I looked up the blue lacies to see what they look like, and she looks like a blue lacy. And she's been coming on pretty hard here, so I've been just trying to put a lot of time into them. You know how it goes. If you want to make a dog, you can't keep it in the pen.
Yeah, they don't make dogs in the kennel, that's for sure.
No, sir. No, they don't.
You get time to come up this way in the near future, holler at me, and I got some spots. We can put us on some hogs, maybe.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
I'm ready to get back at it.
Yeah, I hear you. That's kind of how it got for me when I got back in it. I mean, I was out of it for probably a good 10 years. I mean, I went hunting here and there, but it's not enough for me to say I was hunting that whole time, And
Right.
got back into it. My old lady's kids, they go to their dads every other weekend, and they go hog hunting. Every time they go over there, they come back, show me the videos, pictures of the hogs they caught, this and that. And then one of the guys that works with me, he hunts all the time, so he keeps telling me about the stories. And I was like, you know what, let me get back in it. Now here I am about, I don't know, $5 or $6 grand later.
Yeah, that's a good start to a divorce.
Yeah, dog vest, tracking system, collars, dog box. Man, it's just it's adding up, but it's fun.
Once you get it paid for, though, it's yours.
Yeah. And the thing was that my old lady bought me my tracking system when I was getting back into it. She was like, "Well, what's the best system out there?" I said, "Well, everybody keeps saying this Alpha. That's what I keep hearing. They're saying that's the best thing out. Let's see how much it is." I look it up. You want it? Sure. You paying for it? So she paid for it. So here I am.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
If anybody out there's got Weatherford Ben line of dogs and looking for a nice stud dog, I got a couple.
Yeah.
Look me up on Facebook. I got a grandson out of River Bend, Yella Bullet.
Okay.
He's pretty heavy Reno bred, high percentage Ben, 67% Ben, 37.5 Reno.
All right.
And he's available to a nice working jip for stud. And I got another heavy Reno dog. He's about 38, 39 Reno, 64, 65 Ben percentage. Both dogs, nice dogs. I'd make either one of them available for stud. I've been holding them back. Been working them pretty hard the last few years, and I've made a couple breedings myself with them, and I like what they're producing. And I don't want to hold the dogs back and be
right.
greedy like some of these dog people are. I want everybody to have good dogs. So if anybody out there is interested in a good stud dog,
10-4.
using a stud dog, they can call me.
All right. That's looking you up on your Dave Critchlow Facebook?
Facebook be the best thing.
Under your name, Dave Critchlow, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Look on your. Me and you friends on the book. They can find me through your page.
Yeah. Earlier, you was mentioning excuse me.
I didn't hear you say it again.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask you another question.
Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna touch on what you mentioned earlier. You said paying the bills by studying the parasites and stuff. I know you got a dewormer product. Give us some info on that, man.
I do. I got pretty good products. I got some febendazole capsules. I cover cats and dogs, small, medium, large, whatever size dog you got, I can worm it. Then I have a combo pill. It's two different wormers in it. It's praziquantel and pyranthropolamate. And both of those are good wormers. I can get you treated. Whatever worm your dog's got, I can help you out. Except heartworms. You got to have prescription for heartworm meds.
Mm-hmm.
I use off-label ivermectin for that to treat my own dogs. I'm sure most people know that.
Mm-hmm.
And I also got combo flea pills.
Okay.
It's Lupinor and Nitram. The Lupinor repels the fleas, keeps the fleas off of your dog. And the Nitram, when it bites your dog, when that flea bites your dog, it's going to kill that flea. Not every flea is a carrier for tapeworms.
Okay.
But some fleas are. And if that flea bites your dog and lays eggs on your dog's back, your dog is going to get tapeworms and other internal parasites. Now, it don't matter which one of these products you choose to get. They're $2.50 a pill.
Okay.
That's dirt cheap. I started doing this with the Dogmen, who that guy who's got, or gal who's got 10, 15 head of dogs.
Mm-hmm.
It gets expensive worming those dogs and keeping those dogs free of fleas.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I had in mind when I started this. And you can check. My prices are the lowest prices on the market. And I got thousands of people who order from me. Every month. They believe in my product. I believe in it. It works good. You can find information in that at thebestdogproducts.com. We also got a Facebook page. It's thebestdogproducts.com.
Okay. The best. What was it?
thebestdogproducts.com.
Okay. Thebestproducts.com. All right. How long you been studying up on that? How'd you get into that?
Well, I used to do the liquid program, and I mixed all these products together, trying to fight these worms. We have a rainy season here in Florida, and when that rainy season hits, them worms are hard.
Yes, sir.
And you'll have dog. I know some people are they feed each dog the same amount of feed. They got 6 dogs, and every one of them gets this much feed apiece.
Yeah.
But like humans, some dogs require a little bit more feed or a little less feed.
Yeah.
And so what I ran into was some of my dogs were hard keepers, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And so I started researching it and going back and forth to my vet, getting my dogs tested. Now I finally can do it myself. I can test my own dogs. I don't test anybody else's, but I do my own. Using a microscope. So I can test those dogs, and all these products I use on my dogs. I don't. It's not something that I'm selling and I'm not using. These products I use on my own dog.
Okay.
So I started making this liquid wormer, trying to rid my internal parasite issues, and it led me into and it's a hassle trying to give a dog a shot, through a spring and down the throat. Got to, holding the dog and all that. So I managed to get these products in a powder form and dry product, and I have them manufactured here in a licensed facility here in the state of Florida.
Okay.
I don't make them myself. I have a company that makes them for me.
Okay.
These pills, man. I need to make a YouTube video of it one day, just to show people, Facebook Live, and just show people how easy it is to administer these drugs to your dogs. Because I can take these pills and just like the flea pill, all my dogs get it once a month. And I generally do it on the 5th of every month. But I can throw that pill in their food pan, and they'll just eat that pill right out of their pan. I don't got to put my hands on them and shove no pill down their throat or nothing like that. And every once in a while, I'll get a young pup that don't want to take one, and I just put one in a piece of bread or a piece of cheese and ball it up, and man, it's gone in no time. It's a lot easier than having to put hands on every dog,
Yeah.
I've tried figuring out ways to make it simpler, easier, and affordable.
Right. That's what it sounds like you got going on there. It's something that's cost effective and.
I think.
What's that?
I think it's the perfect combination.
Oh yeah, that's what it sounds like you hit there. Cost effective and user friendly.
Yes, that's a big part of it. And on the website, you'll notice that a one order is $10. Well, that one order, you get 4 pills in that one order. And the reason I done it that way is because I was having people that would just order 1 pill. The profit margin, I'm not in it making a bunch of money. The profit margin is so low that if I send you 1 pill, it costs, and you pay for the pill, and you pay for the shipping, it still costs me money to send you 1 pill. So I said, all right, you got to buy 4 pill minimum, and that's how I do it. Is 4 pills is 1 order, and you get it in a sealed package. It comes in a sealed bottle. It's not something that somebody made in their kitchen or in their garage. It's legit stuff.
Okay.
So on the up and up. So you guys should check that out. TheBestDogProducts.com.
10-4. All right, well, Dave, I don't mean to cut you off here, but the conversation is good and everything, but we're running over an hour now. We're hitting almost 105 here.
Let's get this thing off here. Holler at me when you go come up this way, and we'll see if we can't go tie some swine.
Yes, sir. We'll do, man. All right, ladies. All right, man. Well, we appreciate you coming in and giving us your interview, and I know you're feeling a little bit under the weather, so I hope you get to feeling better, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, man. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Dave Critchlow, Mayo, Florida. Dogman. He's got dog dewormer product, so you want to check him out. And he also says that he's got some Weatherford Bend studs that's open. If you got a good dog that you might want to get bred by his dog, check him out. Dave Critchlow. He's on Facebook. And I'd like to give another shout out to our sponsors here. www.bigcountryhuntingsupply.com. You can get your hunting supplies there, and if he can't get, or if he don't have what you're looking for, I'm pretty sure he can get it for you, especially for the houndsmen. Also, thebestcamo.com. Check them out on the Facebook and website. Also, Hog Hunters Association Facebook page. Also, another Facebook page is Straight Catch. And that's it for tonight's episode. Thank you for tuning in with us. Woo! Caught hog.